before I make this bread, I'm going to spray this 9x5" loaf pan with some cooking spray. I'm going to saute some onions. I got my pan set on medium. I need a little bit of oil. That's probably a little more than a little bit, but a cast iron skillet needs oil. For this particular recipe, it's okay for these onions to get a little bit caramelized, but I am going to turn my fire down to between low and medium. Now I'm going to turn these onions out on a paper towel lined paper plate. You'll see me handling this cast iron with my bare hand. It ain't because I'm Wonder Woman. It's because cast iron don't get really hot until you put it on like medium high to high setting. If you've been cooking with it on medium or low to medium, low, whatever, it don't really get that hot. I want this paper towel to absorb all that excess oil. Now, rather than dirty up this bowl right here, get it all greasy, I'm going to just leave these onions in this paper towel till I need them. I'm going to make what I like to call an all-in-one meal bread. It's a beer batter bread that I have added bacon, onions, and cheese to. Now, I like to call it an all-in-one meal bread because you got your meat, your vegetables, your dairy, and your beer, plus your carbs, all in one handheld piece of bread. And yeah, I don't understand why during the lockdown people weren't making batter bread, because it's so much easier than your traditional kneaded bread or biscuits. I remember when everybody was buying up all the AP flour and all the yeast, it got sold out, and then they started buying up all the self-rising flour and the baking powder, and that sold out. I'm like, what in the hell y'all doing? But anyway, I'm going to make this all-in-one meal bread. Now, this would be great for taking on to an oil field location or packing into your lunchbox or whatever. It don't keep, though. You can't store it. You cannot let this bread sit out on the counter for very long. It don't keep. You have to refrigerate it because of the onions and the bacon that's in it and the cheese. It will go rancid really quick. But you can leave it out for maybe, I don't know, a few hours at room temperature, and it'll be okay. You're going to need 3 cups of AP flour. I'm going to need 3 tablespoons of granulated sugar. Two teaspoons of baking powder. 1 teaspoon of salt. Now you want to stir this up and make sure your dry ingredients are evenly incorporated. Now make a well in your flour. It don't matter what kind of beer you're using in this recipe. I'm using Coors Light because my local Love store didn't have regular Coors, which is actually my preference. The recipe calls for IPA or Amber Ale. Any brand is fine. As a matter of fact, I'm eventually going to play with this recipe a little bit and figure out different grain and beer combinations and meat and cheese and all that and whatnot. I'm just going to have a little fun with it. Now the recipe calls for 12 ounces. But I can't ever find a single 12-ounce can. They're only sold in 24 ounces, so I reckon half a can. I didn't measure it. And this here is why I don't measure it. I normally have to add more beer than what the recipe calls for because my flour is really dry in this environment. I think it's about 30-something% humidity in this bedroom. If you don't have enough beer for this recipe, you can add a little bit of water to it until it gets the consistency that it should be. This is the consistency that you want. It should be a really thick batter. You don't have to saute these onions in a pan. You can put them in a small half-cup bowl like this with enough water to just barely cover them. Put them in the microwave with a loose-fitting lid and cook them for 9 minutes, and they'll come out right. And I'm also using smoky bacon cheddar to match the bacon and the onions. It's going to be bacon overload. I ought to call this bacon bread. Anyway, I'm only going to use about a 1/4 cup of cheese. Stir this up. Get these ingredients evenly incorporated as much as possible. And right now would be a good time to preheat your oven. And you want to preheat it to 375. Put your oven rack kindly on the bottom or the lower middle of your oven if you're using a big oven. I'm using my toaster oven, so I'm putting the rack on the bottom. And that's because you don't want the top getting crispy before this bread is cooked through. It takes a long time to cook this bread. This is not a fast bread. It's easy to make, but like any other dense bread, it takes about an hour to an hour and a half to cook all the way through. Now you want to melt about 2 tablespoons of butter, and when you do, put your microwave on the reheat setting and check it. Open that door and check it every 15 seconds so you don't have a damn explosion. You pour your melted butter evenly over the top of your batter. I said 2 tablespoons, didn't I? I meant 3 tablespoons because you want to save 1 tablespoon for brushing on after you take it out of the oven. Now this goes into the oven at 375 for about 50 minutes and then check it. When I put it in the oven, I like to make sure it goes across both of those burners so it cooks evenly. Here's what it looks like after 50 minutes. Now I'm going to take this melted butter and brush it over the top. Now it goes back into the oven for another, I'm going to say between 23 to 25 minutes. This is what it looks like when it's done. Now I can give y'all a close-up of this bread. This is what it looks like on the side. And this is the back. And it is going to be real buttery and kind of oily when you take it out of the pan. That's alright. This bread is best eaten warm and fresh. That's what it's going to look like. It's really moist. If you want to make croutons, you cut this bread into cubes and put the cubes on a baking tray. And you want to bake them at 350 for 45 minutes. Here's my croutons, y'all. I'm going to eat these croutons with my roasted garlic soup, and I'll put a link to it in the description. As soon as I can handle this bread, I like to cut it into 1-inch thick slices, and it will cool faster. To store this bread, I put the slices in a Ziploc bag, and I put them in the freezer. This bread will not keep at room temperature, and it will not keep in the fridge. Storing it at room temperature or in the refrigerator will cause it to develop mold because of the moisture inside the bread. I had to tweak this a little bit. The first time I made it, it turned out almost hard as a rock. Second time I made it, again, it was too dense. Third time's a charm, and it turned out like this. It's nice and moist, and it's easy to chew the way I like it. And it's really good. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but something I like to do with this bread is dip it in bacon grease. It's good. I mean, seriously. We eat bacon. We cook with bacon grease. So why can't we use it as a dipper the same way the Mediterraneans do their bread with olive oil? So there you go. Bacon grease, y'all. It's the olive oil of the South.